How do you reintroduce foods? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to Adamimmune. In my last video I went over the foods that help me stay in remission. Today I'm talking about the third and final phase of the Autoimmune Protocol, reintroductions. You can start reintroducing foods as soon as you've fully healed from the process in the last two phases. You don't want to begin reintroductions until you've found remission, otherwise you're just going to have to start all over again, and that's no fun. I've seen a lot of people make this mistake before, and let me tell you, now is not the time to cut corners. Assuming you've found remission, you've probably been eating at the most maybe 10 foods. I know that's the same with me. I have 7 foods that I call my safe foods, and that's pretty much all I eat. You're probably starting to get tired of these foods. Sometimes that's a good thing. It becomes second nature and you don't really think about what you're eating as much. But the more options you have for food, the better. Variety is the spice of life, after all. That is super corny. Before I start this, I just want to add that I'm not the authority over food or you. That would be you. I'm just sharing tips and advice based on my own personal experience. If you have any reservations about making changes to your lifestyle or diet, please consult a functional medicine doctor. Reintroducing foods is relatively simple. Each food falls under a different category, 1, 2, 3, or 4. A single food will be reintroduced per week, per stage. Stage 1. This includes farm fresh eggs, seeds. They can come from whole form, oils, or spices. Legumes, which includes green beans, peas, regular beans, and peanuts. I recommend starting with eggs first. It just gives you more options for breakfast, and this was the only food I've actually been able to reintroduce, which is pretty sad. Stage 2 includes whole grains including brown rice, quinoa, and oats, nuts from oils and butters and in whole form as well, and also yeast, which you can get in nutritional yeast. It's for cooking, and also you're going to find yeast in products like fermented foods like sauerkraut. I still haven't been able to reintroduce any of these, but I do know a lot of people that have successfully. Stage 3, nightshades, potatoes, tomatoes, and spicy peppers. All other grains, including flour, corn, and white rice. Most people will react to everything in this list, but if you are so inclined to try them, this is the stage to do it in. If you can't eat any of these foods, just know that you're the minority and the rest of us are super jealous. So don't rub it in our faces. We're super happy for you though. Stage 4, caffeine, dairy, alcohol, and sugar. All of these foods seem to be toxic in one way or another. I don't recommend eating any of these. At least don't make them a staple in your diet. I don't even really recommend these foods for anybody, even if you don't have an autoimmune condition. They're just not good for health, but you know, if you want to use them as a really good treat every now and then, we're all human. I do it every now and then too. When you introduce foods, it's a good idea to just take a small bite of this particular food and then wait a few hours to see if you get any reaction. If you don't notice any reaction at all, then go ahead and eat a whole meal of that food. In fact, eat it a few times throughout the day. Then for 6 days, you're going to want to restrain yourself from eating that food or any other new food. This is the time where you're going to want to sit back and monitor yourself for any reaction or triggers at all. Sometimes these can be subtle, like mild headaches or some stiffness in your body. You're the expert on your symptoms, so if you do have any, you're going to know. Just know if you have any reaction at all, you're not going to be able to have these foods for a while. But don't worry, someday you might be able to add them in and you might be able to reintroduce them successfully. So let that be, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. But who knows? By the 7th day, if there is no reaction, then you can go ahead and reincorporate these foods back into your diet. Congratulations, you can now eat a new food, and when you're AIP, there is no better feeling. Trust me. Today I want to leave you with this. Diet is not a religion, even though it certainly feels like it sometimes. It's also not your identity, just as your disease is not who you are. These things alone do not define us. They are just a tool to help us stay healthy. And someone else might be using a different tool, and if they're successful at it, be happy for them. I don't know if a perfect diet exists for humans. I just know what's worked for me. In the next video, I'm going to share how I lost over 100 pounds without exercise. Thanks for watching. See you next time.